Good afternoon, friends. Welcome to this online mentoring session. Today's topic is project tracing from the topic program evaluation and review technique. It is also known as project evaluation and review technique.
This
In
is
short, PRT.
this is very important topic from the perspective of your exam.
Yes, actually, what we have seen in the recent examination trends that there are few questions which has came from this topic. So this is very important for you to listen it very carefully. Today's your mentor, along with CA Deepak Gupta, I am GA Sanjit Lal Sharma, and we will uh, uh, go into the PPT to describe how the project tracing is carried out in a PERT program or CPM program. CPM means critical path management. In short, it is also called as critical path analysis. We will move towards the PPT to explain it in better way.
Students, this is a disclaimer statement, and we have to follow the same. And this is important note regarding e-lecture, PPT, podcast, and video lectures available on ICA Cloud Campus. And refer student learning management system through studentslms.ici.org. Now, project crashing. In many projects, the estimated project duration may exceed the target duration. It becomes necessary, therefore, to reduce or crush the critical path so as to complete the project by the target date. This requires use of more workers, better equipment, overtime, etc. These in turn involve direct and indirect cost. A time cost trade-off is involved always. The length of the project should be shortened to the point where the saving in indirect project costs are equal to the cost of additional resources. The process of shortening a project is called crashing, and it is usually achieved by adding extra resources to an activity. Now, activity cost slope. To understand activity cost slope, we have to understand concept of activity cost, crash time, normal time, actual cost slope. First of all, activity cost. Activity cost is defined as the cost of performing and completing a particular activity or task. Crash cost. Crash cost is the direct cost. Note, it is direct cost that is anticipated in completing an activity within the crash time. Now, what is crash time? Crash time is the minimum time. Crash time is the minimum time required to complete an activity. Now, normal cost. Normal cost is the lowest possible direct cost required to complete an activity. Normal time. Normal time is the lowest possible direct cost required to complete an activity. Now, very important concept, activity cost slope.
I think before going into the activity cost slope, we need to understand what is crash and how it is carried out. Suppose we are drawing a critical path network. This is the activity that we are drawing. This is an example how it is carried out. And suppose this is it is the termination point. And after doing the critical path, we have identified that activity 1, 2, 2, 3, and 3, 5 is the critical path. As we know, the critical path is the longest period that is to be uh, to be incurred to complete a project. So when we analyze how this longer period can be shortened, this is called tracing, and tracing is done generally in the critical path only, because critical path is the longest part, and the project cannot be completed before the critical path time. Suppose the critical path is as in the example is activity 1 2 2 3 and 3 5, and suppose the critical path time is 21 days. This means that the earliest earliest possible time to complete a project is 21 days. Before 21 days, there is no possibility to complete the project. So if after the analysis of the management it has been discovered that among these projects, suppose 1 2 is taking 5 days to complete this activity, that is activity number 1 and 2. Activity 2 3 is taking 7 days, and activity 3 and 5 is taking 4 days. After analyzing, we come to or management come to a conclusion that these 5 days can be reduced by 1 day, and it can be reduced to 4 days. And similarly, activity 2 3 can be reduced to 3 days, and the last activity, that is activity 3 and 5, can be reduced to suppose 3 days. But to reduce the time, to shorten the time of any activity, it will cost something. We, the management, or we have to incur some cost to reduce the time. Here we have to decide how much period we should have to reduce the time, or here actually we do the cost benefit analysis, how much we are incurring and how much we are getting from the creating the project. So to analyze the cost benefit, we use the cost activity cost slope. Cost slope is nothing but it is the analysis of cost and benefit related with the creating of the project. Now sir will explain how activity cost slope is determined.
The cost slope indicates the additional cost incurred per unit of time saved in reducing the duration of an activity. It can be understood more clearly by explaining this diagram. OA section represents the normal time duration for completing a job, and OC, this section, represents the normal cost involved to complete a job. Assume that the management wish to reduce the time of completing the job OB, this portion, from normal time OA. Suppose if management want to wish complete its project in OB time instead of OA time, in that case the cost of the project increases and it goes up to OD. At this point, it means to reduce our cost from normal time to crash time, our cost will increase from normal cost to crash cost. This only amounts to saving that by reducing the time period by BA. The cost has increased by the amount CD. The rate of increase in cost of activity per unit, which a decrease in time, is known as cost slope, as we have discussed. Now, optimum duration. Optimum duration is the total project cost is the sum of direct as well as indirect cost. In the case of direct cost varies with the project duration time. The project cost would have the shape this. At point A, the cost will be minimum. The corresponding time to point A is called project duration, but this is optimum project duration because here the cost is minimum. Now we will explain to you steps of project crashing. First step, subdivide the network of activities into work packages of comparable length and cost. First of all, you have to divide all activities in comparable length and cost. This is your first step. Second, determine the total project time and associated critical path. There may be two conditions. When all critical activities are completed with their normal time, this provides the starting point for crashing analysis. Second point, when all critical activities are crashed, which provides the terminating point for crashing analysis. Step 3. Before starting the crashing analysis with normal time critical path, we first calculate cost slope. Cost slope of each activity is crash cost minus normal cost divided by crash time minus normal time. The values of cost slope for critical activities indicate the direct extra cost. It is important to note direct extra cost required to incur on an activity per unit of time. This helps in ranking the activities in ascending order of importance. Step 4. For reducing total project completion time, identify and crash an activity time on critical path with lowest cost slope down to the point where another path in the network becomes critical or the activity has been crashed to its lowest possible time. It is very important step. Once again, for reducing total project time, you have to identify and crash an activity time on critical path with lowest cost slope to the point where another path in the network become critical or the activity has been crashed to its lowest possible time. Step 5. If due to crashing of an activity time, other paths in network also become critical, then identify and crash the activity on the critical paths with the minimum joint cost slope. Step 6. Stop the procedure only when each critical activity has been crashed to its lowest possible time. Step 7. Obtain total project cost. Total project cost is direct cost as well as indirect cost corresponding to different project durations. Now we will take a simple illustration to understand direct cost or indirect cost in case of project crashing. This is your problem number 23 of your practice manual. A project comprises of 10 activities whose normal time and cost are given as follows. Activity, normal time in days, and normal cost you have given. And indirect cost is rupees 115 per day. Required, draw the network. First we will draw network. Second, list all the paths along with their corresponding duration and find the critical path. Third, when and at what cost will the project be completed? First of all, we will draw network. Here activities are 1 to 2. Then 2 to 3. Then 2 to 4. Then 2 to 5. Then 3 to 5. Then 4 to 5. But this is dummy activity because it is consuming 0 days. Then 5 to 6. Then 6 to 7. Then 6 to 8. After this 7 to 8. And corresponding time is 1 to 2, 3 days. And 2 to 3, 3 days. 2 to 4, 7 days. 2 to 5, 9 days. 3 to 5, 5 days. 4 to 5, dummy activity. 5 to 6, 6 days. 6 to 7, 4 days. 6 to 8, 13 days. And 7 to 8, 10 days. Now we will find E and L for each activity. E, L, this step we are doing to get our critical path. First of all, E in at first place, E and L's value will be 0. E's value will be here 3. Then 3 plus 7, 10. And here 3. 3 plus 5, 8. 3 plus 9, 12. And 10 plus 0, 10. Highest is 12. So accordingly, we will take 12. 12 plus 6, 18. 18 plus 31. Sorry, 18 plus 13 equal to 31. 18 plus 4, 22. 22 plus 10, 32. It means we will take 32, which is highest. 32, this will also 32. 32 minus 10, 22. 22 minus 4, 18. And 32 minus 13, 19. whichever is lower, 18. Accordingly, we will take 18. 18 minus 6, 12. 12, 12 minus 5, 7. 12 minus 9, 3. And 7 minus 3, 4. And 12 minus 7, 5. We will take lower value, it means 3. 3 minus 3 is 0. It means our critical path will be 1 to 2, 2 to 5, 5 to 6, 6 to 7, then 7 to 8. Critical path is 1 to 2, 2 to 5, 5 to 6, 6 to 7, 7 to 8. And total duration is 32 days. Next step. Various paths in this network are 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8 with duration of 3 plus 9 plus 6 plus 4 plus 10 equal to 32 days. This is our critical path. Second path is 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. And duration will be 3 plus 3 plus 5 plus 6 plus 4 plus 10 equal to 6, 11, 17, 31 days. Next possible path is 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and 8. 3 plus 3 plus 5 plus 6 plus 13 equal to 30 days. One another path is also possible. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, 6, 8. One another also possible. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3 plus 7 plus 0 plus 6 plus 13. 29 days. 3 plus 7 plus 0 plus 6 plus 4 plus 10 equal to 30 days. In this network, there are 5 paths, and critical path is 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8 with highest duration. Next question is, when and at what cost will the project be completed? To complete a project, we have to incur 2 types of cost. First is normal cost, and second normal cost or direct cost, and second is indirect cost. In this project, our normal cost is all these, sum of all these costs, and this will be 800 plus 100 plus 900 plus 1400 plus 600 plus 0 plus 590 plus 720 plus 1490 plus 1780, 8380. But our indirect cost is depends upon our normal duration. Our normal duration to complete this project is 32 days. This is duration of our critical path, 32 days. But in the question we have given indirect cost rupees 115 per day. Accordingly, our indirect cost will be rupees 3680, and total of these two will be 12,060 rupees.
This is the cost when we are not carrying out the crashing. Before crashing, this is the total cost that company has to incur, 12,060 rupees. Now we will see after crashing what will be the total cost that company will incur.
Now, next illustration 2. In this illustration, you will get entire concept of project crashing. This is problem number 14 from section B. As the project manager of KL Construction Company, you are involved in drawing a network for laying the foundation of a new art museum. The relevant information for all activities of this project is given in the following table. Activities are A, B, C, D, E, and F, and immediate preceding activities are given none A, C, D, and B, E. Here we have given time estimates in week. It means we have to calculate expected time of each activity. And we have also given normal cost and crash cost. It means we will also calculate in this question activity cost slope to solve this question. Requirement of question is construct the network for the project and determine the critical path and the expected duration of the project. Second, the director of your company is not impressed by your analysis. He draws your attention that the project must be completed by 7 weeks and refers to the penalty clause in the agreement, which provides for payment of penalty at the rate of rupees 2,500 for every week or part thereof exceeding 7 weeks. It means the requirement of director is you have to complete the project in 7 weeks. Otherwise, you have to pay penalty of rupees 2,500 for every extra week. Your director also strongly believes that the time duration of various activities of the project can be crashed to their optimistic time estimates with the crashing cost mentioned in the above table. Determine the optimal duration of the project if your objective is to minimize the sum of the project execution cost and the penalty cost. Solution. First of all, we will calculate expected duration. To calculate expected duration of activities, we have to follow our formula optimistic time plus 4 times of most likely time plus pessimistic time divided by 6. For activity A, this will be 2.
This is how we calculate the estimated time duration. It is nothing but the average of optimistic time, most likely time, and pessimistic time. Here, what we do optimistic time plus 4 times of the most likely time plus the pessimistic time, all together divided by 6. Because here 4, this is 1 and 1, and altogether it's become 6. That's why we are taking it as an average, and we divide all this by 6. So expected duration is nothing but the average of the all three components or time estimates, which is given in optimistic, pessimistic, and most likely in terms. So first, what we do, optimistic time plus most likely time multiplied by 4 plus pessimistic time, it will come to
3.
the first one is 3. The second one becomes 20 plus 4, 20,
5.
5. Please guess the third. Can you tell me what should be the expected duration for the activity C?
5.
Yes, you are right. It is 5. Similarly, for activity D, it will 16 plus 6, 22 plus 24 divided by 6, it will 4. And similarly for activity E, it will 8 plus 1, 9, and 9 plus 3, 12 divided by 6, it will 2. And the last activity, that is activity F, it will 12 plus 1, 13, 13 plus 5, 18 divided by 6, it will 3. So it is the expected time duration we have calculated. It is also called the mean time. When we will calculate the critical path, we will find what is the mean time for the critical activities. So first we will identify the critical activity. Thereafter we will find out the mean time.
And it is difficult or to get network without expected time.
Yeah.
You can't draw network without expected time. Now we will draw our network. Activity A, preceding activity none.
In this illustration, you have to mind that there the activity is given. Activity is nothing but it is called, one is the starting point and the two is the ending point, and the whole altogether is called one activity, and A representing two nodes. One starting point, one is starting point, and two is the ending point.
And activity B is preceding B, C, and D is all three is preceding activity is A. Accordingly, we will draw B, C, and D. And after this, E. For E's preceding activity is C and D. Here we have to introduce dummy to get E. And for F's preceding activity is B and E. It means this is F. This is our network diagram, and expected time is for activity A is 3, activity B is 5, activity C is 5, activity D is 4, activity E is 2, and activity F is 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we will compute E and L for each node el 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 0. Here value of e will be 3. 0 plus 3 is equal to 3. Then 3 plus 4 equal to 7, or 3 plus 5 8. Then value of e will be here 8 highest. 8 plus 2 10, or 3 plus 5 8. Highest value is 10. Accordingly, value will be 10. 10 or 3 13. Value of e will be 13. And value of L will be 13. 3 less 10. 10 value will be 8. 10 5. 8 5 3. Here will be value of L 4. 8, sorry, value will be 8. 8 4. Value will be 8 5 3, which is lower, or 0. It means our critical path is activity A, C, E, and F with duration of 13 weeks. Now we will calculate activity cost slope. Activity cost slope is change in duration divided by change in change in cost divided by change in duration or time. Our change in cost for each activity is, for activity A 2000, for activity B it is 1500, for activity C it is 6000, for activity D it is 2000, for activity E it is 1500, for activity F it is 6000. And we can change duration by, for activity A by 1 day, for activity B by 1 day, activity C by 2 days, activity D by 2 days, activity E by 1 day, activity F by 2 days. Actually, to crush each activity, we have to incur additional cost. This is our additional cost to reduce this time period. And cost slope will be this divided by this 2000, 1500, 3000, 1000, 1500, and 3000.
Now we will identify the highest cost slope.
Highest cost slope
Is 3000
is 3000
for F.
for F, but here it is important to consider
The
lowest cost.
Yes.
Lowest cost we will consider first, but it is important to note the activities lying on critical path. First, we will crush the activities lying on critical path with least cost, and least cost is at activity D as well as on activity, no, it is only on activity D. but we have to check whether it is lying on critical path or not. And our critical path is A, C, E, F. It means this is irrelevant for us at this point. Now, second batch option is E and B. Whether these two activities are lying on critical path or not. Activity E and B. Activity E is lying on critical path. Accordingly, we will crush this activity first. Only we can crush this activity by 1 day. Sorry, 1 week. Now, first of all, we calculate total cost of project. Here, expected duration is 13 weeks. Total expected cost of this project is normal cost plus penalty cost plus any indirect cost if given. Normal cost to complete this project is 62,000. Summation of all activities cost. And this is 62,000. Indirect cost not given. Normal duration to complete this project is 13 weeks. But the requirement of director is to complete this project by 7 weeks. Accordingly, company is completing this project in extra 6 weeks. It means company have to pay additional cost or penalty on 6 weeks at the rate 2,500 per week, and cost of this will be 15,000. And total cost of project will be 77,000 at normal duration, normal or expected duration of 13 weeks. Now, this is normal, but we will start crushing on the basis of cost benefit analysis. First of all, our possible paths are path A, C, E, F. Path A, C, E, F. Path A, C, E, F's duration is 3 plus 5 plus 2 plus 3. 3 plus 5 plus 2 plus 3 is 13 weeks. Another possible path is A, D, E, F. A, D, E, F. Its duration is 12 weeks. Path A, B, F. 3 plus 5 plus 3. 11 weeks. First of all, we will crush our activities lying on critical path, and we can maximum crush by 1 week. And activities lying on critical path is A, C, E, and F. And A can be crushed maximum by 1 week. C can be crushed by maximum 2 weeks. Similarly, E by 1 week and F by 2 weeks. And cost slope is for activity A is 2,000, activity C is 3,000, activity E is 1,500, and activity F is 3,000. we will crush the activity with least cost slope, and we have least cost slope in activity E. But maximum crushing is possible by 1 week. If we crush activity E by 1 week, in this case, total cost of our project will be normal cost as computed earlier 62,000. Now project will be completed in 12 weeks instead of 13 weeks. It means we have to pay penalty for 12 minus 7, 5 weeks at the rate 2,500 per week, plus crash cost is 1,500. The value of this will be rupees 76,000. Now we move to second step. Now revised duration of our possible paths are ACEF will be 12 weeks, ADEF will be 11 weeks, but ABF is same as in previous step, 11 weeks, because we have crushed only activity E. That's why it have no impact on duration of activity A, B, and F. Still, our critical path is A, C, E, and F. Now, further crushing of activity is not possible. Second best alternative here is to crush activity A. Yes, we will crush it by activity A by 1 week. In this situation, total cost of project will be our normal cost as computed earlier 62,000 plus penalty cost for 13 minus 1 minus 1 minus 7 into 2,500 plus crash cost 1,500. This is our crash cost as per step 1, and this is crash cost as per step 2, and total cost will be 75,500. Now we move to our final step. Now revised duration of our all three paths is 11 weeks, 10 weeks, and 10 weeks. Because crushing of activity A has impacted all three paths, because activity A is part of all three parts. We have already crushed activity E. Further crushing of activity A is not possible. Now best alternative are C or F. if we go ahead and choose C or F, then to reduce additional 1 week of activity, our cost will exceed the amount of penalty. It is not advisable to opt further crushing because our penalty amount is rupees 2500 and our 1 week possible crushing cost is 3000. If we go ahead and crush activity C or F by 1 week, we have to pay additional cost of rupees 500 per week. It means further crushing is not possible, and the solution we got in our step number 2 is our optimum solution. Optimum project duration will be 11 weeks with minimum cost of rupees 75,500. Now we will take question answers.
If you have any query regarding this topic, then you may please ask your query. We will try to solve your query either online mode. If your query is specific or little bit lengthy, then you can send your query to us in our email ID. Uh, the email ID is given here. That is, uh, you can contact CA Deepak Kumar Gupta. Email ID is deepak.gupta@ici.in, or you may also call us, but prior appointment is advisable. You can call at 0120 3045 937. This is all from us for today. Uh, hope in fact, we have one query from Divyanshu Chokhani. He is asking in November 15 examination, a question on crashing, why we have to crash the common activity between critical path and other path, which had a higher cost law, than crashing other activities which had lower cost law.
Devanshu, you can email your query to our email ID because we have to see this question and then we can reply to you. Any further query you can ask.
Okay, this is all for today, and for the time being, we also inform you that in the month of April there will be open-ended online mentoring session where you can ask any query from any topic. Till then, we can wish you happy Holi. Thank you.
Thank you, students.